so much for 2,000 freaking subscribers. It's been such an amazing journey this far. I've been really enjoying making content for you guys, and this pretty much has become my new favorite hobby. I'm not even gonna lie. Like the motivation that this whole side thingy creatively gives me is insane. I just have something to look forward to every day, looking at your guys' comments and stuff, and thank you just so much. And I'm so glad that you are actually able to take value out of my videos, I guess, and actually use them to relax and stuff. That's still so surreal to me that this actually helps you. I know this is something that a lot of people say when they do these kinds of videos, but I truly and honestly mean it. So thank you so much, everybody, for liking, subscribing, commenting. I really do appreciate it, and I really enjoy the way that our community interacts with each other. And yeah, and as a little thank you, I decided to do a Q&A like a lot of people do, but I think it's just always fun to see your creators or your favorite creator, whatever, answer a bunch of questions. So I thought, hey, why not? Let's just also do one. And let's just say this, I got so many questions. This video is gonna be a long ass video, so strap in, okay? I think I got 50 something questions, which is, oh wow, I'm actually so overwhelmed. That's one of the reasons why I kind of waited to record this, because I'll probably have to do it in multiple sessions. I'm starting to yap a bunch and I'm not getting to the point. Okay, one last thing though. I am sorry if I mispronounce any of your names or I mess up the grammar or something. This is gonna be really difficult for me. So also I'll try to keep the answers short, just because we have so many questions, and otherwise I would be sitting here for 3 hours. I attempted to record this one before, and it was so all over the place. So I'm hoping that this attempt goes by, or not goes by, but goes well, I guess. That's also the reason why we have a new recording space. It's just a little bit more comfortable for me, and I don't have to constantly move my head to the side, and it's nice and comfy, and we got company. So I hope this will do for this video. I'm probably gonna go back to the old setup for the regular ones. But with all that said, let's finally start the video. Okay, so I have all the questions on here on my tablet, and I'll really have to log in and try to read it through the Fursuit. Okay, so the first question comes from Euler Does ASMR, and he asks, can I give pets? Yes, you can give pets, only if I'm allowed to give you pets too. Shoutouts. TDW8 asks, are you actually German? If not, then how long did it take you to learn the German language? Thanks. Thank you for your comment. Yes, do speak a little bit of French. I had it in school for like 5 years. And I obviously speak English. But aside from that, I am 100% German. Yeah, but I've heard from a lot of people in the comments, and just in general, that German is not a easy language to learn, and I totally believe that. Thank you for your question. Midnight Blues asks, did a certain creator inspire you to start posting? And if so, who? That's actually a good question, I think. So I've been watching Furry ASMR for a long time now, but which channel really got me motivated to start was Tiso and Kuyu ASMR. Around last year in winter, they both popped up, and there were just so many new and inspiring channels like popping up left and right. But I'd say for VR my main inspiration was Kuyu, and for Fursuit stuff it definitely was Tiso and Zen, aka Enzifer. Yeah, thank you for your question. Amaranth asks, the boyfriend lets you wear his suit video is probably my favorite ASMR video. Wow, okay. I've fallen asleep to it countless times, so my question is, how'd you record it? So for that video, I actually have a pretty interesting story, I'd say. Because the night where I recorded that video, on that day, I finished my fursuit. I finished sewing it all together, and I wore it for the first time, and I looked in the mirror, and it was so surreal seeing myself in a fursuit after being a furry for such a long time and always wanting a suit, and kind of the feelings. Oh my god, this sounds so cheesy, but the feelings that I had when I put on the suit for the first time and, looked in the mirror, took pictures, I kind of wanted to make a video out of them, and I just sat in this exact couch and laid back and just freestyled the whole video, which you can probably tell if you really listen to the dialogue and the bunch of filler sentences I put in, I guess. But yeah, that was all freestyled and inspired by my first time wearing a fursuit on that same day. Thank you for your question. This one is not a question, but I still wanted to put it in the video just to show my appreciation for you guys. It's from Christian. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce his last name, sorry. And he just says, congratulations on reaching 2,000 subscribers with a bunch of hearts. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful day. SRKC1C asks, where did you get your channel name from, and how long have you been a furry? That's actually a good question. The channel name is basically just my Fursona name, and I got the Fursona name, or basically the Fursona name is just a shade of yellow. It's like a brownish yellow, and it's the color tone is called flax, and I just looked up a bunch of yellow shades and what names they had, and I just picked out the one that I liked most. Although this yellow is not really that shade, I just liked the name, and it was 4 letters, and I don't know, it kind of sounded nice, so I stuck with that. And how long have I been a furry? Okay, so I've pretty much been a furry all my life, but I only started to call myself that around like 2016 or so. I went into that story a little bit on a different video. I grew up playing a bunch of Pokemon and watching Digimon and stuff, and Animal Crossing. So I always liked anthropomorphic characters, but yeah, I always used to watch a lot of Crunch compilations, and you can't be on the internet without someone or like seeing someone make fun of furries. And yeah, that's just how I came to know the fandom, I guess, because of cringe compilations. And I love being cringe, but I only started to actively engage with the community this like last winter, around like December, when I started my channel. I did like a Twitter and I finalized my designs and everything. Before that, I was just kind of lurking around and seeing what was going on in the fandom through like YouTube and stuff. But I've been really enjoying my time so far. Thank you for your question. Okay, so next up we got multiple questions from Pathres ASMR. Hi, how are you? And he says, wow, I wish you this so very much, Flaxy. You only deserve it. Your cozy yellow puppy tried to shine your dingles everywhere. Thank you. PS questions. What color does your eyes have? My eye color is brown. A dark brown. Brown. I wish I had blue eyes. My dad has blue eyes, but I got the eyes from my mom. I still love them though. Why did you pick a dog sauna, and who especially inspired you to create your own channel? I picked a dog sauna because I'm a basic bitch, and dogs are my favorite animals. I used to own a dog, and I've just always been a dog person, and yeah. I also like cats, don't get me wrong, but dogs are just way better. I just love how silly they are, and the floppy ears and stuff, you know. And like I said before, it's mainly Tiso and Kuyu and Zen or Enzifer. But if we're talking like way back origins, which made me stick with ASMR, I'd say probably Lucrative Lion and Pocket Fox and ASMR Dog. I used to watch those three all the time, and I still do. The very first ASMR video which I ever watched related to furry ASMR was by Pocket Fox, and I was just instantly hooked after that. So I'd say those three also were part of my inspiration to start my channel. Yeah. What is your favorite ASMR trigger, and how did you find furry ASMR? So if you've been on this channel for a while, you might be able to tell that my favorite triggers are mouth sounds. Especially the chomping noise from Yuko. That's like my all-time favorite trigger. I just love mouth sounds so much, and I hope I don't ever get a strike for those, like what happened with Siderian and stuff. And I'd say close second is tapping, and third is visual triggers, but combined with either tapping or mouth sounds. And yeah, what brought me to ASMR, or furry ASMR? So I used to watch a lot of animation YouTubers like Jaden and stuff. Chipflake, you probably know these two. And I also used to watch a lot of also I saw a bunch of like elders react to ASMR and shit like that. You know, the stuff that was popular around that time. And more specifically, Furry ASMR. Like I said, my first, or my introduction to Furry ASMR was Pocket Fox. And I think at some point I just mixed the two words, Furry and ASMR, and I just looked it up on YouTube because I was bored. And yeah, it just, actual videos came up with people in Fursuit doing ASMR. And I was instantly like locked in. I knew this was the thing I was gonna stick to. Yeah, that's basically the story of how I found ASMR. Thank you for your questions. Next question is by Neon. Hi, how are you? He says, congratulations friend, you deserve it. Thank you so much. What is your favorite roller coaster slash Achterbahn? So, previous to my Japan trip, I would have said either Conda in Walibi, Belgium, Untamed in Walibi, Holland, or Terran in Phantasialand. But after visiting Fuji-Q, I just have to go with Ajanica. That ride is just always gonna be on top for me, I'm pretty sure. I could see like maybe like Falcon's Flight or El Toro. Maybe those two could top, or maybe Zadra or Steel Vengeance, but anything else is probably not gonna come close. So yeah. Also let me know what your ranking is. I'd say those are like my top 4 coasters I've ridden, but I've only been to Europe and Asia, so a lot of American coasters are still on my bucket list. Thank you for your question. Next up we have a comment from Mil Yang Park. That's probably pronounced wrong. And they just say wow in Korean. Wow indeed, my friend. Thank you for your comment. Next up we have a comment from Bailey, aka Blurred Fluff ASMR. Hi. And he says, much deserved you German goofball. Nuh-uh. I have a question. Can I have hug? No, it's not an option. I wouldn't have said no anyways. You could always have a hug. And I'm gonna find you and hug you. Be sure of that. Thank you for your comment, Bailey. I will find you, okay? Alright, I just had to take a little break and now I'm back. I guess which you wouldn't even notice if I didn't tell you, but okay, let's continue. The next question comes from Bongos Breathe Easy, and they say, oh my god, you so deserve way more than 2k, but congrats. Thank you. I am very grateful for every single one of you, as I said, and I think 2,000 people subscribe to me. Like, that thought alone is insane, so I think that's quite deserved. Oh, not deserved, but that's already like enough. You know. Also, we're almost already at 2,200 subscribers. I don't know if I said that before. Insane. Freaking insane. Okay, and of course the bestest floofer is 100% related. It's you. Thank you. My question is, do you have a Discord server or do you plan to make one at some point? No, I don't have a Discord server, and I don't know if I'm going to make one. It's not the fact that I don't want to like interact with you guys, because I love doing that, but I don't feel like I could manage a server very well, and I probably also wouldn't be too active on it because sadly I'm kind of busy during the day, and I'm not a server chatter at all. Like I mainly like to talk in DMs, but if you guys really want server, I can think about it. So let me know in the comments what you think. But thank you for your question. Next question comes from Dominant Alpha 693, and they want to know if I like mangoes and hogs too. Yes, I like mangoes and I like hogs too. Thank you for the question though. Okay, the next question comes from EVO, and it says, "Congrats Flaxy, you deserve it." Thank you so much. My question is, do you have any useless talents? Well, I guess I have one. I am able to ride my bike without any hands on the steering thingy, on the handlebars, and I can basically ride my bike like a unicycle, also like going uphill and like turning and stuff. Not very useful, but it's fun. Yeah, I don't have that much or that many other useless talents, I guess. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for the question. The next question comes from Jermaine. Hi, what's up, Jermaine? And he asks, who is your favorite artist and top track by them? So I'm gonna divide this into two categories, rap and pop. I usually would have said my favorite rap artist is Kanye, but he did kind of fall off recently, as you probably know. I still really like his old stuff. I'd say my favorite tracks of him are Bound to, Saint Pablo, and Life of the Party. Yeah, that's probably... And On-Site, I really like On-Site. And I'd say right now it's probably Tyler. And my favorite song of him would be Smuckers and Hot Wind Blows and Sticky, I'd say, yeah. And obviously Ego as a whole. Yes. And in terms of pop, I'd say either Lady Gaga or Charlie XCX. Thanks for the question. Then we have another question from Jermaine, and he asks, how do you find a missing tennis ball? Well, I don't even go looking for them. I just buy new ones. I have like a whole closet full of tennis balls, and I'll just trick you into thinking that I retrieved them. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just had to tell the truth, okay? I hope you can forgive me. At the Baron von Berger asks, what is your favorite part of Germany or attraction there? I'd say my favorite attraction would be Europa Park or Castle Neuschwanstein. Yeah, and if you're talking city-wise, I'd probably say Heidelberg or Heidelberg. That is a really beautiful city. Also, I really like Cologne. The Cologne Cathedral is really impressive, even though I've been there like 100 times. It's impressive every time I go there again. Also, you might know Heidelberg if you watched Monster. That's a city where the anime takes place. Yeah, thanks for the question. At Caleb Honey 3128 asks, another one wanting questions. Yes, another one. Do you collect anything just started mowing their lawn again. I hope it's not too audible. They've been at it for literally 2 fucking hours. I can't fucking deal with this. Holy shit, how long does it take to mow a fucking lawn? Okay, whatever, I'll continue. Ed A. Raylan asks, sorry if I butchered your name. I was shocked when I saw your pinned tweet on Twitter, so this is my question. How did you lose all that weight so fast in such a short amount of time? Well, that's kind of a complicated answer. If you want, I could make a separate video where I go over all my steps and exercises and diets I did. If you care, I don't mind talking about it, but it would be like a little bit much for the Q&A because I think it's already gonna be like 1+ hour long. But as a like small summary, I'd say don't digest any liquid calories. Try to get your 10k steps per day. Drink a fuck ton of water. That's really important. Get some exercise in, although that's not as important as you might think. And you need to stay motivated. You really need to stay motivated. You want to do it. You need to want to do it. You know, if you're not 100% there, it's probably not gonna work. So you need to find a way to stay motivated. That's also a big part, and you need to stay focused and not let yourself get demoralized by setbacks or anything like that. But again, if you want a in-depth explanation on how I did it, then I could make a separate video. But thank you so much for the question. Just let me know, okay? Okay, next up, at No One By Me asks, congrats, very much deserved, I would say. So I've got one question. Have you been public fursuiting in Germany? And if so, what were the reactions you've been getting? As far as I'm aware, furries are rare in Germany, so I'm actually curious. That's a very interesting question. Sadly, I have not been out with this suit yet. I'm kind of scared, to be honest, and also I got like no people to, go out because I'm not going out alone, and I don't know if stuff like fur meets or suit walks are my type of thing, I'm just waiting for the right con to happen where I actually like can take vacation and stuff. But as far as I'm aware, Germany is pretty stacked in terms of furry density. I think it's pretty much for all of Europe. Like, Europe is stacked to the brim with furries. You could really like see that on Bach. Yeah, well, public reactions are, a lot of people, especially like younger people, make fun of furries and stuff, and kind of almost harass them, which is a big reason why I don't wanna like go out into like the city and do public fursuiting and stuff. But obviously you have a lot of like children and families and like open-minded people who really enjoy seeing furries and take pictures and stuff. So would I do it? Maybe with the right people, but I don't know. I'm kind of a chicken when it comes to stuff like that. But thank you for the question. That's actually a really good one. Oh, now we have a banger question. I've been waiting for this one. At Dark Ferret asks, what is your because it's Elden Ring. I love Elden Ring so much. It's the best game that came out in like 10 years or so. No need to explain, everybody knows that game. Next up, I'd say it's The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. In my opinion, the best Zelda game. I love the game, I love the music, I love the characters, I just love everything about it. It's literally my childhood. Yeah, I just love that game. Also, Link turns into a wolf. Okay, do I need to say even more? And my third favorite game would probably be Pokemon Black, White 2. I feel like that's pretty common, like street knowledge or like opinion on the street, but I feel like that's when Pokemon really peaked. Like that's when 2D Pokemon absolutely peaked. So yeah, those are like my top 3 games of all time. Thank you for the question. I was looking for a reason to yap about that. Aaron Bennett asks, what's your most favorite con memory? Well, as I've said before, I have not been to a furry con yet. I've basically only been using the suit in my room and that's it. So I have yet to make nice memories with this, or in the furry fandom, I guess. But my favorite con memory would probably be, let me think. I'd say way back when I was like 14, I was really into Splatoon, like really, really, really big into Splatoon. And I used to play it competitively, and I met up with my online gaming competitive team at Gamescom, and that was pretty sick, although that probably was the most cringe thing I also ever did, but it was so wholesome at the same time. So I'd say that had to be around like 2016 or so. I'm not sure, but I'd say that, yeah. Thanks for the question. And AJ Master asks opinion on German food. And the word German is censored. I'm guessing that's a reference to my comment I did on Bailey's video. It's deserved. Yeah. What can I say about German food? I guess there is a lot of bad German food, especially in the east part or the eastern part. I can't think of the name, but it's just a bunch of like bullshit on a plate, and it's like this wobbly stuff mixed with carrots and sausage, and it's like a block of just a bunch of shit. That's really disgusting. But I'd say German food is pretty decent. It's like you got schnitzel, everybody knows that. That's like a stereotype, but it's also true, so it's not really a stereotype. You got a lot of good soup and got a lot of good bread. I love bread so much. We have so many types of bread. Yeah, sausages, you know. I'm not the biggest fan of beer. I know that's a shocker, a German who doesn't like beer. I do like booze though. Yeah, what we're talking about, German food, yeah, I think it's decent. Obviously there's better stuff, but I like it. Thanks for the question. At Pierce Wolf 007 commented, congrats Flags. I always appreciate the content you put out and keep up the amazing work. No, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate nice comments like these. They are really, they keep me going, you know. I hope you have a nice nice day, and I hope you know that you made my day better by always being there and writing your nice comments. And it goes for everybody leaving these nice comments on my videos. Thank you so much. Then we have another question from Euler, and he asks, what are your favorite triggers to listen to and to create? So as I said, it's mouth sounds, and the thing is, mouth sounds are really difficult to do because it's very tiring. Like, your mouth gets very tired and it's hard to keep making consistently good mouth sounds. So I'd say yapping is probably my favorite trigger to do because it's very easy and it doesn't take a lot of like stamina. And also, I personally really like it when people yap a lot, and I think you guys like it too. The German yapping one is like my most viewed video by a long shot. So yeah, I am probably gonna do a lot more of these. Thank you for the question. Next up we have just a green guy asking, how tall are you? And now don't lie. Last time I measured myself, I was 178, and with shoes on I'm probably 180 centimeters, so about 5 feet 10, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure if it was, no, it was 5 feet 10, so I'd say I'm about average. Thanks for the question. Next up we have that one, Chicharon. I'm so sorry. And they ask, first off, congratulations on the 2K subs. Your content is outstanding and frankly underrated. Thank you so much. I feel like I am properly rated, but thank you so much. But the question, do you have any video games, and if so, what are they? Okay, post-production me remember to put in a video of all my games. So as I've said before, a lot of Zelda and Dark Souls and all type of stuff, Pokemon. I think we have every single Pokemon game. But me and my sister, we are really big into gaming. We own pretty much every single console, and we have games for every single console, and I own a PC. So I'd say I do game a lot. Not anymore though, because I feel like gaming has kind of fell off a bit. Like, since Elden Ring, there hasn't been really a game that caught me and really like sucked me in. Maybe like Final Fantasy VII Remake, that like hyped me up pretty good. I can't think of anything else. I'd say like Cyberpunk, Elden Ring, and Final Fantasy VII Remake. Both remake and integrate. No, remake and rebirth. That's what it's called. Those were like my top games of the past few years, and obviously like GTA. I used to love Counter-Strike Global Offense, but that's not a thing anymore. inspired you to start making ASMR? Since I already said who inspired me specifically to start my channel, I'll just shout out a few more channels that I really like watching, which would be Blurred Fluff and Cuddle Corner and Ramash Mapash. I don't know if you pronounce it like that. Yeah, Yuko is really good. Charlie Doggo started making content again. Avery, shoutouts. One of my favorite channels from back in the day was actually Frisk ASMR. That one trigger words video might just be my favorite ASMR video of all time, where it goes like pickle, 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 pickle. My hair looks like a pickle, you know. I love that video so much. I think the way everything about that video is just so good. So I'd say also Frisk, even though it doesn't do anything anymore. I think that's about it, yeah. But thank you again for the question. At Toasted Bread asks, would you have a seal plush? I'd love to have a seal plush. Thank you. Give it to me. Give it to me now. And congratulations, by the way. Thank you so much. I really like your profile pic. Thank you. Dodo Bird 9224 asks, congrats. Stumbled upon your videos a few days ago and they've helped me fall asleep faster. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. You're so kind and sweet. Question, what else do you do in your free time other than making content? So, previous to my body transformation, I would like game a lot and watch movies and TV and stuff like that. But ever since I lost a lot of weight, I spent a lot of time cooking and going to the gym and, you know, just like being outside. I also repair old cars, like old timers. We have a lot of cars. And I really love going to concerts and just meeting with my friends and going to McDonald's and stuff. Yeah, what else? I used to do a lot of gardening, but there's not that much left to do in the garden anymore because during COVID we basically overhauled our complete, what do you call it? Like the whole garden. And yeah. Also, I don't know if I said it before, I love biking. And just like going for walks is also pretty nice. And I love like visiting cities and going on vacation for like 1 or 2 days on the weekend. What else? I think that's about it. Thanks for the question. Okay, I'm gonna butcher this. At Pumanumant ask, congrats zu 2000 Abonnenten, du Flauschnase, mach weiter so. Wir sind alle ganz stolz auf dich. Oh, danke, es ist voll lieb. Thank you, oh my god, thank you. You're all too nice, way too nice. And a question of mine would be, what your favorite ice cream flavor is and how silly and fluffy you are on a scale of 1 to 10. I'd say I'm usually like pretty low key. Like if I'm out and about, I'm like a 5. But if I'm around friends, I'm like a 7. And if I'm drunk, I'm like a 10. I'm not gonna lie, I get very silly when I'm drunk. And my favorite ice cream flavor, wow, that's such a simple question, but I really have to think about that. I'd say probably some fruit based flavor, like ice cream parlor. I don't know if you say it like that. So yeah, something fruity, just like me. Thank you for the question. Tipsy the cat asks, prime position for belly rubs. All fours in the air and just start scratching my belly while I lay on the floor. Yeah, I'd say that's a prime position for me. Maybe like sideways in a bed. Thank you for the question. Okay, next up we have Rico RX, and he says, please don't step on me over 2,000 subscribers. I'm begging you. I promise you, I am not going to step on you, okay? Oh god. Thanks for the comment, I guess. Ed Blau asks, sind die Vorwürfe wahr? Sind sie eine Furry? Nein. Sorry, muss ich zurückweisen. Falsch. Ich bin kein Furry. Furries sind cringe und ekelhaft. Aber danke für den Kommentar. Ed Check Hyperfade just says, congratulations Flax. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your comment. Thank you. Much love. At Mocha.coffee, I hope I said that right, asks, how big is it? And follows up by saying, I'm joking. It's about 6 or 7. And we have another question from Mocha, and they ask, what's your favorite color and number and animal? Okay, so my favorite color is, can you guess it? It's yellow. Yes, I know that's a weird color to have as your favorite, but I don't know, I'm just silly like that. And my favorite number is not 6-7. That is, I'm not even gonna try to make that funny. Oh wow, what a question. I'd say I like number 5. I don't know why, because it's half of 10. And I also like 10, so I guess I'd say 5. And my favorite animal, I'm just gonna do favorite animals because I already said it, would be, I really like dogs. Obviously my second favorite animal would be a flying dog. I know, I'm so creative. And I really like giraffes. Especially baby ones. I think that's so cute. There's like a video of a baby giraffe running around its mother. That's pretty cute. And yeah, I guess I like foxes. I'm so basic, I know. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for the question. Oh god, I have to really look into this one, okay? At Zoinks asks, how and when did you get into the fandom? And I was gonna ask how it was growing up as a kid. Did you have any favorite hobbies or trips, for example, or did you have any siblings? But maybe that's too personal. Okay, let's dissect that question one by one. Okay, I'm just gonna give a brief summary for the first question again. How did you get into the fandom? And when I'd say around 2017, I guess I've always been part of the fandom because of Pokemon and stuff. As I said, it was a video by Leafy is here, and he made fun of some fursuiting, or some fursuiters who went to a park, and the video was pretty cringe, I have to say. But I looked at the video and I was like, holy shit, yeah, that's fucking cringe. But I love the costumes. I wanna also have a costume like that. So I guess the furry hater to furry pipeline has struck again, even though I never really was a it's gone because my profile that I used to have there was so bad. And from there I went to Twitter, and from there, yeah, to YouTube, I guess. Okay, how was it growing up as a kid? Did you have any favorite hobbies or trips? Growing up as a kid, I had a pretty good childhood. I live in a pretty small city, which is also like kind of quiet and peaceful, and the people here are kind of nice. Some are really annoying, but I can't really complain too much. Favorite hobbies or trips? Yes. I had a really unusual hobby when I was a child. I used to collect Little's Pet Shop with my best friend at the time, and we used to do like oh god, we used to do like role plays with them. Mind you, I was like 7 or 8, and yeah, that was pretty cool. We used to build like a lot of boats and houses out of like used toilet paper rolls and shoe boxes, just like child activities, I guess. And my favorite trip as a child, I'd say when I was like 12, we went to London, and that broadened my horizon like crazy. I was so proud when I got back. I had to tell everybody in school that I'm like, what do you call it, metropolitan? Is that the word? I don't know. But did you have any siblings? Yes, as I said before, I have a sister, and I get along with her really well. Thank you for the questions. I really appreciate it. Next up, we have a question from Lex, aka Color Corner, and he asked, "What's your name, girlfriend? What's your name? What's your name, girlfriend? What's your name?" What music you listening to lately? Pooks. I have been listening to a lot of Two Hollies. Actually going to see him in November in Cologne. Oh, sorry. So if anyone wants to go with me there, hit me up. I guess a lot of Tyler still chromacopia. I'm just gonna put a what do you call it, like on repeat thingy on screen. I'm listening to a lot of German stuff. I'm not even gonna talk about that because nobody knows what the fuck that's about except like 1 or 2 people. But yeah, I've been listening to a lot of random stuff, I'd say. Joost, if anybody knows him, he does like gabber Dutch music. Yeah, so in terms of genres, I'm listening to Sigilcore, hyperpop, UK garage, dance, electronic, stuff like that. Something that'll get you like hyped for the day. Thank you for the question, Lex. Next up, we have a question by Nell the Floof, and he asks, if you were to try and learn another language on top of German and English, what would it be? So obviously Japanese will be cool, but I don't want to learn a whole new alphabet, so I'm too stupid for that. I really like Italian or Spanish, but I'd say just because I live kind of close to the Dutch border, I have to say I would love to learn Dutch. But yeah, I like Dutch. It's a funny language, and I love listening to people who speak Dutch for some reason. So, Dutch people, hit me up. Thanks for the question. Damn, this is a yapping marathon. Oh my god, I you have to say fluff, because I do love fluffy men and fluffy women. I do love all the fluffs of this world, and I need fluff right now. Thanks for the question. At Check Hyperfade, another comment by them asking, what is your most favorite thing you do in ASMR and why you love it? So as I said, I do love yapping. I also really like doing tapping. That's also very effective and kind of easy to do. What else? I really like doing fur sounds on the mic, like mic petting. I feel like that's also very effective, and a lot of people like that. Also, one trigger that I really love is unintelligible whispering. But it's not as easy to do in Fursuit. I feel like I'd be pretty good at it, but it's because the snout is so big. Like if I hold the mic, like here, where the snout ends, it's like so far away from my mouth. So I always hold it to like I don't know what it's called, like the mouth end, because that's kind of close to my mouth. So if you were wondering why I always put it to this and this side, that's why. Wow, I got sidetracked. So yeah, because that mic is always so far from my mouth, that trigger is kind of hard to do in Fursuit. Thank you for the question. At LED Kino, or LED Kino asks, how for Q&A do you play games on PlayStation, Xbox or PC? If yes, what games do you like? So as I said, me and my sister own pretty much every console, but I don't really play on Xbox anymore. Okay, so I'm just gonna do like a timeline. We used to play on N64, then GameCube, then Wii. Then we made the switch to Xbox 360, which is in my opinion one of the best consoles ever. Then we bought a PlayStation 4, we bought an Xbox One first, but we didn't like the console. And PlayStation had a lot of good exclusive titles like Final Fantasy and PT and God of War and all that stuff. I don't even know if God of War is an exclusive, but Bloodborne, and then we switched. I guess the Switch came after, but Nintendo's always its own kind of thing. Then we bought a PS5, and I've been pretty much playing all story games on PS5. But I am not too sure if we're gonna buy the PlayStation 6 if that eventually comes out, because I'll have to agree with most people. The PC is just the best option to play games right now. Obviously, Nintendo will always be like its own thing, so you always have to buy their stupid ass consoles. But I don't know, like the PlayStation 5 has been catching dust, I'm not gonna lie, because it's just not too many games coming out. So thank you for the question. Next up we have at Corvo X51 asking, what is your favorite animal? I think mine is a cat, but there are so many cute ones like bats, sugar gliders, geckos, cheetahs. Which one do you think is the cutest? I think I'll have to agree on the sugar gliders. I think those animals are actually unreal. They're so freaking cute. The little like pop out eyes and the little wings and the fucking tails and stuff. I have to agree. As I said, I'm more of a dog person, so I'd say like a beagle is pretty cute. I do love beagles. I do love corgis too, and dachshunds. I like the short and long ones, if you can tell. Oh, I think it's called prairie dogs. I'm not sure, but they do like the yippee sound. There's like this guy on TikTok and he does like ba 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 yippee and then they go like yay. Oh, that's so cute, yeah. But I have to say sugar gliders are like probably the cutest animal there is. Thanks for the question. At Sink Kato asks, what inspired your persona? A backstory would be cool to learn. Okay, so yeah, what inspired me? I guess I'm just a dog. Like I always say that as a joke, but it's true. I'm just a dog. Like the design is so basic and I'm so uninspired because I just wanted to have something basic. Mainly, the main reason being so that it's easier to draw and do like a suit and stuff, because if I had a lot of markings, this suit would have taken like 10 times longer. And in terms of story, I guess my whole Sona, like I did have this Sona before, but I kind of reawakened it for my channel. And if you think about it, it's more like a mascot of this channel, honestly. Yeah, that's basically the backstory. I created it for this channel to bring relaxation to people. Wow, that's corny. Thanks for the question. Next up we have a question from Mischief Demon, and they ask, any chance you do a visual trigger video? I'm a sucker for big old paws getting in the camera and junk. Yes, and I think if you're watching this, I already recorded and uploaded it, but I also love visual triggers and I do love paw movements and stuff, so expect even more in the future. But thank you for the suggestion. Thank you. And Amber Summers 22 asks, don't forget to set up a few other places where we can reach out to you. There's a bunch of people that have moved on from Twitter. Okay, so yeah, I agree. Twitter really is a shithole, and I don't agree with the CEO and whatever. But it's just the majority of people that I interact with are still on Twitter, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just a bit narrow-minded when it comes to that. So if you guys want, I could set up maybe like a Blue Sky, or as I said before, like a Discord server. You just have to let me know what you guys want. Thank you for the suggestion. At Pokidoki 5099 asks, you think you'd take Fursuit commissions in the future? Just curious since you made your own. I've been asked that before, and I'm not sure, honestly. Like initially I said no, because if you really were to like wear this suit, you'd know how poorly made it is. Like I don't know if it would survive being like chucked in a suitcase and like flown to a different country, whatever. I don't know. I don't even know if I want to do a second suit. Maybe not, because I don't have that much time anymore, and it did take a lot of time to finish this suit. So if I were to take commissions, I'd probably only take like one or two, and I'd make them like really cheap because the suits would not be the best quality. And also, I don't know, that would put like a lot of pressure on me to actually make like a good suit, and if I end up doing a bad one, I don't know. So my answer would be maybe yes, but probably not. Thank you for the question. Okay, the neighbor just fucking started to mow the lawn again. It's literally been 3 hours. I'm so fucking pissed. At Rodis franchises are obviously Pokemon, Zelda, Souls, anything with Souls, as I said. Also Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts. I'd say JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and Berserk. Persona's pretty good too. I don't have any like very specific characters or franchise I particularly like. I guess Zootopia is pretty cool. Nick Wilde is like peak furry design. Yeah. I'd say like Guts and Joseph are some of my favorite anime characters. And my favorite Straw Hat is Zoro. But when Sanji locks in, I would have to go with them. Yeah. And the girl from B&A, I love her design. That was such a cool little like series. Thank you so much for the question. Next up we got a question from Avery, aka Dear Pub ASMR. And he says, my question for the Q&A is, oh whoa, what's this? A real classic, my friend. A real classic. I feel like oh and ooh are kind of dying. Because everybody's using colon 3, me included. And you barely see anyone ever using ovo or ooh. But I'm for a comeback. I like ovo. Thanks for your comment. At Minor Discomfort asks, hey Flax, I live in Russia. LGBTQ plus and the furry communities here are prohibited, unfortunately. I'm going to move to another country because of all the prohibitions, and I want to ask, how about Germany? How do German people feel about LGBTQ? And other question, how about the English language in Germany? Can I arrive there and feel comfortable when speaking? So I'd say the acceptance of LGBTQ plus people is pretty good over here in Germany. Obviously, there's always gonna be like stereotypes and everything around LGBTQ, and you're probably never gonna get treated the same as a normal person would. But it's way less aggressive here. You know, you just have to have like a tough skin if you wanna be out and proud, because people are always gonna be talking, but that's not even close to what you probably have to go through. Can I arrive there and feel comfortable when speaking English? So there's obviously always gonna be like people who can't speak English and only speak like German or the native language there. But that's only applies to old people anymore. Like pretty much all young people speak English, and if you go up to someone and ask them something in English, they're gonna try at least to respond back and help you out. You're not gonna get like judged if you speak in English with someone. So I'd say you'd be fine here. Germany has become a pretty welcome country, at least for the most part. You know, there's always like areas where it's worse. Okay, thank you so much for the question. Sorry I can't give like a really good answer, but I still hope it kind of helped. At Jack Will Hugger 9273 asks, hi Flax, your fursuit is so cute. Thank you. I'd love to go to a con, but I don't have a fursuit to go to a convention. That's like kind of a preconception that a lot of people have. It's just you can go to a convention however you like. You can call yourself a furry, and you don't need a fursuit. It's something that you yourself label yourself as a furry. But the other point, maybe if all the big conventions are too far away for you, maybe you have to look for like a smaller local convention or like a meetup, because a lot of cities have fur meetups, and you also don't need a fursuit to attend. You just need to be a furry, I guess. Or in Germany we have a lot of fursuit walks where people walk around the city in fursuit, and you can be part of that and just be a spotter or something like that. My main suggestion would be, if you feel kind of uncomfortable or unsure, you should definitely like go to wherever you're going with a friend that you trust. That is probably gonna make the whole thing like 10 times more fun. Yeah, so thanks for the question. But the problem is I myself don't have like the best, I don't have a lot of experience when it comes to that, so I'm just kind of giving back what I've seen online. So I hope it helps. At lilfan2763_1 asks, who made your fursuit? Well, what a good question. Did you know that I made my suit myself? Yes, I know, I'm totally awesome. No, but seriously, like, I did it myself, and if you have been thinking about doing your own suit, you should just give it a shot and see how it turns out. I had practically no knowledge in crafting or sewing or anything related to costume building before I started my suit, and I'd say it came out pretty good for my first attempt, and I'm happy with that. So go ahead if you want to try. Thanks for the question. Next up we have a question from Gaming and Animations 7074, and they ask if I can call them a good boy. Yes, you are a good boy. A very good boy. Thanks for the question. One last question from M100TZR, and they ask, which countries did you visit / do you want to visit? Have you ever been to Poland? So I've been pretty much to every country in Western Europe, except like Sweden, Finland, and everything that's above, like Denmark. I have not been there. I have been to Poland, but only at the border to Germany. But I really want to visit and go to Energylandia. That's like a big bucket list destination for me. So I will be visiting relatively soon. I do like Poland. It's a nice country. Obviously, like I said, I've been to Japan. That was my first like really far away trip that I did. And I've been to Turkey and Tunis. Yeah, that's it. I really want to go to America next, wherever. And I'd love to see South Korea, China too. That would be cool. And Australia would also be sick, but a flight from Germany to Australia would take, I think, like 18 hours, and a flight to New Zealand would be like 22. Wow, that's insane. So yeah, we'll see where I go to next, but guessing it might honestly be Poland. Okay, thank you so much for the question. And with that question, we have reached the end of the 2000 subscribers special Q&A. And wow, I was kind of overwhelmed when I first started to like sort everything out and screech all the comments and stuff. So many people participated, and I am so grateful for every single one of you. Thank you so much for interacting with my stuff. It really does mean the world. It really does mean the world to me. I know I'm repeating myself all the freaking time, but it just has to be said. I hope I can bring you guys a lot more relaxing videos in the future. I will definitely not be stopping soon. Maybe just like videos or like the video production might just slow down a little bit, but I won't be stopping. I can promise you that much. And with that said, I guess I'm finally ending this video. If you made it this far, then drop a yellow heart in the comments. I'm excited to see who actually watched the whole video, because it's a tough one. I think it's gonna be like 1 hour 20. That's my guess.